All right, guys, I think we are live. So let me start with the forgive us, folks. We experiment with a new platform. So bear with us as we run with scissors and stumble through this thing. But here we go.
All right, now I see us on Facebook.
Yeah, it's live on Joe's page.
Oh yeah, we live.
Yeah, it's live on Joe's page.
Did I do all of that and my screen didn't share?
You on Facebook?
I know it's on, but hold on. Let me run this back.
We sharing your page, right?
All right, here we go. Is it still not sharing?
I see it.
I see our three faces. Like, there's no, if you're supposed to be an image or something, there's nothing.
All right, so y'all didn't see the intro video?
Nah.
No.
All right, we ain't using no intro video this time, so we just gonna go ahead and begin. So, what's been up, fellas?
Man, busy. I mean, fall ball's been kicked off. I know. I think there's like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there 4 different fall leagues going on in our area?
You tell me. I be in MIE.
XBL, Hoop Vibe,
Port Charlotte, Southwest Florida.
Southwest Florida, and then
Auburndale had one.
Well, they do Auburn. They do like really good shootouts in Polk County, and then they do one at Slam.
That's right. Yeah.
Joe Cooper and Jarrett and them do one at Slam.
Yep. So it's been a lot of basketball. I'll tell you that. It's been good too. Got to see some of I think the younger boys make a little noise. It's definitely I think it's different though. There was a lot of hype last year because we had some seniors or big time juniors. So I think everybody's trying to make a name for themselves for sure.
That's what's up. How about you, Dave? What's Tampa Preparatory doing?
The kid,
Not
kids,
a damn thing. No, I'm messing with you.
the kids are playing, but they don't do fall league. But like seven of them are playing on different teams. And then they're with Zach 4 days a week. That guy, he's really, really good. I mean, the difference he makes, and if kids would commit to going to him like religiously, they don't understand the value that he brings. So so he's pretty good. It's fun to, and like John said, I think it's interesting to watch the county now. They, it's someone. I think someone posted the other day. It's Tampa Catholic and everybody else, which I think last year everybody thought it was Blake and everybody else. But it'll be interesting to see. They a lot of coaching changes too. I mean, we haven't been on since July, but there's a lot of coaching changes and a couple coaching positions still out, which was interesting. You're 4 weeks from tryouts, and Wharton still doesn't have a coach. So they're and the last 10 years I don't know Tom, but the last 10 years they've been one of the most consistent teams year over year. So a lot going on, a lot of movement. Like John said, it'll be interesting to who makes the name for themselves to be the best player in the county. I personally think it's probably a pretty narrow list of the top who will be the top players in the county. We lost some big names, so it'll be interesting to watch.
A lot of showcases too. There's been a lot of showcases going on. Some good, some not so good, but yeah, I think it's good. It's good all around for the players to go and see where they stand with different people. So
I think it's key for parents to know when they go to the showcase, like, what are you going there for? Are you, one, just going for experience? There's nothing wrong with that. Two, are you going to try to be seen in front of that coach? And if you haven't talked to the head coach or the associate head coach, you're probably just wasting your time and giving them money. And then three, you just want to go like on a vacation and visit the school. And I hear kids come back, kids will come back to say, hey, coach, I was there, but they didn't talk to me. Well, you probably went to a camp that you probably can't play at. Like, you should try to go to the camps where they want to see you or where is a good fit. There's a lot of camps coming up. Jake just did his. Then Scott Golden has his this weekend, which is a combination of a team camp, which brings the best teams in the state playing that across all classes. It's really cool. You get teams that normally can't play each other. And then the weekend after, Kevin Driscoll runs his. So you'll have Jake's, then you'll have Scott Golden's, and then you'll have Kevin Driscoll's.
There's one in Southwest Florida too, I believe, October 5th.
5th, you got, and then Joe Willis and Dave Zimross, Hillsborough County one, which last year had 22 coaches out of it and 22 coaches at it, and there was, I think, 7 seniors went to school from it. They've done a really good job of getting coaches there. I mean, Joe and Z spend a lot of time of getting coaches there. So, a lot of good stuff going on. Exposure for our kids.
Let's talk about those, because kids don't know how to play in those showcases or what to expect. Let's talk about that. But first, Joe, you asked us what's been going on. What about you now that you have not JoJo's not in school, college, but pretty much he is in college. So how you feeling and what you been up to?
But real quick before we get to that, I mean, I think Dave said something really important about and hold that thought, John, because I'll forget. But I think Dave said something really important about going to the type of camps based on the level that you can play at. Like kids that go to a Florida State camp when you probably not going to play on that level because they're gonna look toward the transfer portal. They're gonna take top 50 guys only. You know what I'm saying? So I think it is very important to go to a school that fits where you can play at. And even if you go small and then as you go, you work your way up and kind of ratchet your way up and go to higher stuff. Do that too, but I wouldn't start at the big stuff and then work my way around. But let me see, I got a video. I'm gonna try this video thing again. Let's see what we got. See if I can get this thing to play.
elite camps are money grabs. Watch this. Too many people out here throwing out around that word and they don't even know what it means. A real money grab is when someone overpromises you something, sells you a dream, and then underdelivers every single time. I've had people say, like, Coach, you're misleading people talking about the college elite camps. I will do a whole video on who really is misleading people out here, but we'll stick to this video. Let's stay focused. Some of the same trainers calling camps a money grab, they're part of the culture they're criticizing. They take your money, they overpromise, they underdevelop, but for them, it's okay. I'm a Division I coach. I actually run, organize, and operate these camps. Most of the people giving you advice have not. And here's what a real college prospect or elite camp actually is. There are going to be kids at the event that we are already recruiting. There will be kids who have no business being in the gym. And there will be kids we've never heard of who will leave on our radar. This is not a camp for your offers. This is a camp for you to get in front of college coaches. If you're not on an AAU team playing in front of college coaches consistently, this might be the best shot for you to be seen, period. And per NCAA rules, we can't turn away campers based on talent. The only restrictions are age, gender, and the number of campers. So if you believe you can play, pull up. Stop letting people convince you it's a money grab just because their training hasn't gotten you where they want you to be. Truth is, some of these dudes training y'all want 100% credit for your recruitment. That's the real reason they're advising you the way they are. Will you get offered? Maybe, but probably not. You got to be ready for your moment and make the coaches see you. The gym, the staff, and the stage, that's real. But I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. Basketball specifically, but athletics is not an equal opportunity sport. If you don't have that dog in you to take someone's spot, you need to find another sport. This is not the one for you. That's not negativity. That's wisdom. I'm trying to save some of y'all time and money. The basketball community also needs more humility. You won't always play your best. You won't always coach your best. You won't always feel your best or perform your best. But you do have to be honest with your evaluation of yourself. Improve it. Grow. Too many coaches, trainers, and players out here think they're God's gift to basketball, but they stop working to get better, and now the workers have passed you by. If you have a bad performance, work so hard that it never happens again, or quit. But if you really love this game, quitting's not even an option. Camps don't make players. They expose who's been working and who has not. So before you call it a money grab, or listen to someone that calls it a money grab, ask yourself, did they overpromise and underdeliver, or did I underprepare and underperform? If you're serious about this game, follow me. I'm giving you real, honest information so you can stop guessing and start separating. Be great today. I'm defending.
All right, so so I think that kind of ties in to, what Dave was saying, because you hear so many people talk about those college camps or money grabs. I mean, are they fundraisers for the school and the team, especially some of the JUCO ones? Yeah, but do they see guys that's in there and they grab from those exposure camps? 100% they do. But you want to go to the level that you can actually play at. That's the key. Like I see so many high school kids, they start to give up on their dream. Like they've been playing all their life and they start to get discouraged and they give up because they see a lot of guys posting, blessed to receive this, offer this, blessed to receive this, offer that. But when it's time to go to school, like, where are those offers at? You know what I mean? So you can't get caught up in looking at what's on somebody else's plate and let your food get cold, and I think that happens so many times, man. I just been seeing it, man, and it's unfortunate, man, because it's hard. It's very hard. Thoughts? Y'all good?
It's funny it's funny what he said, because I agree, but you have coaches, trainers, parents say that type of camp is a money grab, but then you send them when they're in 7th and 8th grade, even 4th grade, to these camps to make a video, and those are the money grabs. So I agree with him in saying, like, it could be a fundraiser, but it also, nobody invited you, to go there. You chose to go there. And it is an opportunity, but it's still choose the right one to go to on the levels that you want to go to. But, there's always going to be people complaining, people saying, hey, this is just a money grab. I mean, shit, life, you're rolling the dice on everything anyways. So which one you want to bet on for yourself? I think that's what you really got to look at, because parents ask me all the time, hey, Is this a good one? I don't know. I don't really know which one is good. What I can say is that, when you're in high school, it's time to get noticed. It's time to show what you've been working for. The problem is going to be is that, like he said, you might get exposed. You know what I'm saying? So that to me, that's the biggest difference. You know what I'm saying? And like we say, some kids excel in those camps. Some kids don't. So some kids go in the frame of mind, well, y'all, man, I got to score all these points. That could backfire on you if you don't play the game the right way. So it all depends.
Yeah, this is how I see it. At the young age, like you said, they go 4th grade, 5th grade, into some of those camps. To me, that's the age where you take them to, because it's entertainment and it's a business. So I'm not going to knock anybody's business. Like somebody might ask you, why do you take your kid to Disney World? Like, because it's fun. They want to go there and they want to have fun. You know what I mean? So why you take your kid to this basketball camp? Because it's fun and they want to have fun. But at that young age, I think they learn how to move in that type of environment. They learn, and that's especially if you kind of on the side, if you know what you're talking about, and you kind of instruct them on how to move in that particular environment. Like I used to tell JoJo, when you get the rebound, you're gonna have the kids that establish themselves as the alpha male or the alpha female, and you're gonna just outlet to the alpha male. He's gonna go down and he's gonna make plays and shoot every time. Like, no, you get that rebound, you bring it up, you wave him off, you bring it up. Now you still go down there and make the right basketball play, but you don't defer. You know what I mean? So just teaching him that throughout the years, and then once you get to high school, I think you should go only to the ones that's at the colleges. That's what I would do. I would go to the ones at the colleges, or the ones that the coaches are at, or the ones that the true exposure is at. You know what I mean? So I would focus on getting to those, and that's what that's how I would do it. But at a young age, you learn how to move in that environment. You don't want to start going to those by the time you get in high school, and then you don't know how to move in that environment, and then the coach is there, you get lost in the shuffle, and you hurt yourself more than you help yourself. So
the first one I sent Junior to, I think he was in the 5th or 4th grade. It was the McDavid camp in Daytona, and exactly what you said. Like, it took him a while to get comfortable, because he's never been the kid that, get it and go. He's always been the kid that just, but he did have a good time. In like the first day, he was shell shocked. So I think it does help. And never, I would never count nobody's pockets. I would never say, I get it as a business. What I don't like is the ones that do it and they claim they help, and I don't think they really help. And then if you are going to do it for kids that are supposed to be, make an impact in whatever Florida, the state of Florida, the city of Tampa, whatever it is, what I'm saying? Don't just talk about the kids that went to your camp. Now, I think that's some BS. I really do think that if you're really trying to do it, okay, let's make it, what's an invite? That we've always talked about that,
Say it again.
You do an invite camp. But what really is an invite camp? Like, don't say invite only, and then you got 10 people the week before, and then you start calling people, say, I need something. Like, but my whole thing is, if you're gonna do it, let's do it right. You know what I'm saying? Let's really do it right. Don't just be about whoever comes to your camp. Other thing I dislike is that when them jokers be saying alumni of our camp made it to University of Houston, and that joker went to one camp. Stop it. So I just think, no matter what camp you go to, I think there's good, there's bad. I think I went to the Hoop Vibe at IMG, and I didn't know who this guy was, but he's actually the head coach of Countryside, I believe. Man, he was coaching in the camp, and it wasn't no just sitting down. Like, he was telling the kid, like, bro, you don't see that guy open? I don't know what the coach's name is, but I didn't know him, I met him that day, but I gained a lot of respect for him because he was really teaching as the camp was going on. That's the kind of camps that I like to go to. You know, not just where you sitting down and you just let the kids go crazy.
Right. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right. So what was the other question you asked me earlier?
Yeah,
and Joe,
so,
you did. I want to give Joe gave some good advice, and Dre said last year about going to these camps when you're younger. When people ask me your reason to go, but I wasn't going to send Jackson to a camp until his junior year, and Dre really pushed me. He was like, "Hey, you got to send Jackson as a sophomore because he's going to learn so much from it because it's not how he normally plays from it." And so the advice I got from you and Dre, I think really benefited Jackson, especially his last 6 months of going there, because you are going to be super uncomfortable your first time, right? And you're going to defer and do things. And so I think, kids that are in 8th grade and freshmen, go to these camps where they do coach. John, you make a good point. There's bad things with all the camps, but I do think I'm going to use camps I've gone to. I'm going to comment on the camps I've been. I think Jake tries to get coaches there that the kids kind of know and respect and will put in a little bit of effort. Jordan Davis from Gaither, he tried to coach. The guy from Countryside, the guy from Braden River that played at Eckerd, the guy that was
Dwight.
He was telling, but not Dwight. It was Dwight's assistant. But
his assistant. Yep.
He's a real good guy. He gave, they weren't coaching the plays, they were coaching the kids. They got something out of it. You know what I mean? And so I think that, I know Driscoll's got, Driscoll's guys hold people accountable. And, I think going to the camps when you're in middle school, I never sent Jackson to them, but, the CP3 or the one that Mike Lee does to McDavid are beneficial. But let's go to what a lot of people here. Joe, what's up with you and Tosh? JoJo's out of the house, and how's JoJo doing? He was one of the big faces in the county last year. So how's JoJo doing?
With him being out of the house, it is, I guess it's kind of normalizing a bit, just not, having him in the room or whatever, but still watch him on Life 360, see where he is all the time and all that stuff like that. I can see when he's in the gym working and all that stuff. He came home this weekend. He likes that they get to get in the gym so much, pretty much as they want. He loves that part of it, loves the work that they're getting, the coaches and all that stuff. He was at first, he took some getting used to the rules, they can't have any facial hair. So he had to cut his little peach fuzz off that he had just grew in and, that stuff. And they have to, he's messy, but they have to make their bed and clean their room. They get checked, it's all that stuff they have to do. And they can't just leave the campus. He has to actually be signed out if he's going to leave. And, I have my high school point guard lives up there. My college point guard lives up there. And we also have a cousin up there that's very close by. So it's been working out. So he has a little bit of a village there. CT's gone up there and dropped some stuff off on him. And so it's been cool. He's actually roommates with Delancey from Gibbs, his high school rival. They're actually roommates, but they've been playing against each other since 1st and 2nd grade, and they've always had a pretty cool relationship. They're both playing pretty well up there. Delancey's playing really well. JoJo's playing well. There's a lot of talent on the team. I really envy the coaches. I don't envy the coach's decision on who they're gonna put on the floor, who they're gonna start, and all that stuff. So it's a lot of moving pieces up there on that level. So it's gonna be really interesting to see, who they put on the floor and who they start and all that stuff. For various different reasons. So, I would hate to be that coach and have to make that decision, but a lot of talent, man. Not much drop off in talent. They're very long. They're not really big, but, they're long and athletic, So schedule came out today, the full schedule. Very tough schedule. Very tough. I thought we traveled a lot with the travel ball stuff, man, but shoot, that's there's nothing compared to what they're gonna be doing. They're out of state every weekend.
When is that Miami one? Is that November? Miami?
Yeah, November 21st. They're in Miami. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll make that one. But a good thing is most of their games on Friday, Saturday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever. So they get to practice all week, and then they, probably Monday through Thursday, and then they probably fly out Thursday, and they play Friday and Saturday. So it's pretty much like he's in college. I mean, from
That's
what I've been
saying,
seeing. Yeah.
How's they and the coach? Some people know that. Everybody know. A lot of people know that fall basketball that Boyle left. But I've actually followed the guy at Gonzaga for a while. My buddy that I did work with went to Gonzaga in DC, and that guy's a win. Like that guy's a winner. I don't think people obviously Kevin Boyle was really good, but I think he's going to be really good for JoJo. I've actually watched him play twice, live. I've seen them play twice live. They played a national schedule as a regular. I mean, they played Oak Ridge and Columbus and all those schools. I mean, they beat Oak Ridge last year, his high school team. So I think the coach will be good for him. So I met the assistant coach this summer. That they talk really highly of JoJo. So I think it's a great place for him to be. I think he's unbelievably talented, and him being in the gym and in the weight room. I think the first time people see him, they're going to be like, wow, because he's pretty special. So.
The crazy part with the coach when he was at Gonzaga, he didn't have any scholarship players. Like all of the players that he had are players that he brought up through his. I think the school is like K to 12, but all of the players that he had are kids that he brought up through his program. So he's really good at skill development and all that stuff. And with his staff, he has one of his sons there. Big Joe stayed. He was with Boyle all those years. So they have a really good staff, and it's impressive. I mean, he's been National Coach of the Year before. His whole starting five at Gonzaga last year, I think they all went D1. One with the UNC, one with the Virginia Tech. So he puts out a good. I mean, for him to be able to get that job, he got to be pretty good. So.
That's what's up.
Yep.
You've been to, I know when Joe was here, when Blake was around, you used to go to all these games. Have you been to any fall ball?
I went this past weekend for the first time, so I saw, got a chance to see some of the teams. I got to see Armwood and East Bay, and I got to see some teams. I got to see King, so. Yeah, but you had a lot of games now, so the torch has been passed. So we're gonna have the Petty John rankings come up once the season starts, huh? when are the Petty John preseason rankings coming up?
Joe.
What's up, Staley? And Chico, I saw you earlier.
John, you here? You froze for a sec.
Is he frozen or you posing?
Yeah, y'all froze on me.
You froze.
You froze.
Boy.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You still on that dial up, man. I thought you upgraded from the dial up.
Oh no.
So I know so some of our kids.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you freezing up. That's you, man. It's all you.
Okay, I ain't hear a word y'all said then.
You still can't hear us? John on that dial up, man. But some of our kids have gone off to school. Not only just our kids, but some of the kids that grew up in the Tampa area that we've been watching, grow up throughout the years or off in school. And, it seems like everybody's doing well, on the football side as well as the basketball side. And, I know, Jason Johnson, he's at a JUCO in Minnesota. So he's living that JUCO life. you know, that JUCO life can be tough. John on here twice. I hope you got one of them muted. That JUCO life can be rough, man. So, but Jason's doing really well. They actually come down and play in the big house. I want to say the weekend of October 12th. I won't be able to be there. So we'll be on a college visit with JoJo, but I was looking forward to seeing them.
Oh, they go into the big JUCO showcase. Yeah, at the big JUCO showcase, it gets like 30 teams at it.
Yeah, the big house. Yeah, he's gonna be there. But seems like he's been doing good, man. And you know, a lot of people think that JUCO stuff is sweet, man. But I found a video of a young man giving you a full rundown, and what he's saying is very, very accurate. And I'm about to play it right now. Let me make sure it's the right video.
I done seen guys like that's my best friend to like this day like leave like bro I can't do this like,
Yeah.
not playing that much like there's no way
I
I'm
know a lot of
staying here and it's just hard because like y'all all in a small dorm, y'all all using one bathroom, y'all all using one shower, so this I ain't get to the basketball part yet, and you might not be a star, you might just be a guy trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's even harder for you. You might be a guy, you don't have money to buy food to fill your room up, so you're going hungry.
Right.
Like, coach can't buy you food, that's illegal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you really got to figure out how you going to survive. Practices, it's no managers. You got one coach. So it's
No extra shots.
it's no ex, you don't got strength coaches and trainers, and you got to go in the gym by yourself
Yeah, it's a grind.
with no rebounder, your teammate, or the shooting gun. It ain't no recovery. It's no K-Bay. So you hurting, you gotta figure it out, or you're not gonna play. Just sit out the game. Like, so I used to just play through pain. I used to deal with a lot of pain. Like here, we can go get recovery. Like make sure you feel good.
Yeah, they get you right here.
You know, we had one coach. So here, you got Dawkins. You got 3 guys on the side. You got 4 guys over here. So it's easy to learn, soak things up. And so many guys giving you game. We only got one coach. He only could do so much.
Oh, yeah.
He can't stop it. So it's also, you got to learn on your own, kind of. You got to learn on your own, and it's rolling the dice. You got to hope it works out for you.
Yeah, so I thought that video was very insightful because he's basically he's pretty much describing Polk Community College back in the 1900s when I played there. Like what he's saying is real. Like everything he said is real. I've experienced all of that, and you know, and it's tough. I mean, it builds character, and you have to fight your way out. And I never forget. When I transferred to St. Leo, and Todd and KP and all of them were still at Polk, and I called back, and I was like, "Yo, man, they got a cafeteria, bro. I can come in here and eat as much as I want." And it's free, bro. I don't even have to pay. And he was like, for real? Not. They were all gathered around the phone, and I'm telling them, you know, and I'm at St. Leo. So, you know, it was just that crazy, man. Like, you know, we were, you know, you have to survive. And like he said, like he was playing through injuries and stuff like that. Like you going to JUCO to get something else. Like, you coming in there to get you a 2-year scholarship somewhere else. So, you don't got time to be hurt, you know what I mean? Because you're going to allow somebody to take your spot, or you're going to miss out on opportunity. So you had to suck it up, man, and do what you had to do. You know, just, you know, pray that you didn't get, you know, pray that you were only hurt and not injured where you had to miss, you know, actually be out or have surgery or something. But it's definitely difficult.
Yeah, I had a lot of I didn't play JUCO, but I had a lot of teammates that came from JUCO and came from the tough parts of Texas in JUCO. So, you know, I heard a lot of stories, you know what I'm saying? And but that also builds characters, and it also builds the saying that only the strong survive, because not everybody can be a JUCO player.
Right.
You know, it takes somebody special, somebody who really wants to grind to be that. Before I froze up, I read something. What you talking about, John Rankings? I heard something like that. What happened?
Oh, I said, yeah, you going to all the games now. So we got the Petty John rankings coming out this year. So we want to
I
know
rather
when are the preseason Petty John rankings coming out?
I look, first of all, I can't stand rankings. I rather rank the petty trainers and the petty parents. I rather rank that. I got a shitload of petty rankings about that bullshit. But nah, I can definitely help because I do see some teams that we haven't talked about in years
Yeah.
Mhm.
that, in my opinion, not only I can't I hate using the word best, so I hate when people say rankings, yo, we're the number one team, yo, he's the best player, all this stuff. But I can look at how they play, meaning together, meaning how hard they play, whether they're gonna be the best team or not. I see some team culture, that I like. Um, I think this year you're going to see that more than the best player, if that makes any sense. The past couple of years, we always say, "Yo, this kid's the best player. This kid this kid that." This year, you're gonna say, "Man, that team is fun to watch." Um, so I have seen that during this fall ball, which is pretty cool because so many people get hyped up of who is the best. I get hyped up when I see a player have each other's back or loose balls or just having a team that hasn't been talked about in a long time. And I'll name a few. you know Onward has always been football. You know what I'm saying? You've always talked about Onward and football. um but I think they got something this year. I think they got everything that you can ask for in a basketball team. Can they put it together every game? That's, we'll see. But I think they have some. East Bay, I don't think I can name the number one player, but I can say no matter what, they're gonna play hard. Coach Hemmings got them boys playing hard. So I think there's some teams that people that you're gonna be surprised with this year for sure. So that's how my ranking's gonna be. Ain't gonna be oh, they the best. Yeah, we got this, we that deal, man. Shut your ass up.
Well, we just gonna have to use Dave's rankings then, based off of, based off of the max prep and all that stuff. But yep. What we got here?
It was even tougher.
All right, so Staley said, I can't read that. My eyes bad. Can y'all see that better than me?
It was even tougher at Florida College in 75 to 77 when it was a junior college. My game elevated from averaging 18 points a game to 21. You had to be physical back then. No 3-point line, no dunking. My sophomore year averaged 25.
Man.
Yeah, but it was kind of easy for you though, Staley, because you could you was right here in Tampa still, man. You can go get you a sandwich. Pope, we could get no sandwich. Look, we came home from KFC one time. So we used to get meal tickets from KFC. Shout out to Mr. Tinsley. He owned a KFC up there, and he Coach Giles worked something out with him where he would write these little meal tickets and we can go up there. They had a buffet in there. And one day we left the buffet. We came home and the Polk house on fire, burned down. All our stuff burned up in the Polk. Everything not everything I had. I ran in there and got most of my stuff. But my mama was like, "Boy, I'd have beat you running in that fire." No, go home. Boy. All right, so I don't have anything else, man. We just wanted to experiment with this new platform. We will get better. I think I got my mojo down now where it'll be better next week. Dave, you had anything else? You had that look in your eye.
No, the platform's good. I was just saying they couple of showcases. I think we'll try to get couple of the coaches that are coaching at this showcase maybe to come on to talk about some of these players that John said are teams we haven't talked about in a while. I mean, I think the last couple of years was pretty top heavy. We talked about like 3 teams and they deservingly we should have talked about them, but I mean, I think it'll be fun to talk about some other teams. I think Newsome, like everyone knows they lost Ethan, but I still think Newsome's going to be good. Gaither, Gaither's going to be good. Sickles is going to basically get a free agent like in the middle of January. So arguably their best player will come back in January. So, hopefully everything keeps going well for Chase. Chase tore his ACL in July, but he's got good. He won't miss the whole season. So not many teams can say their best player is going to come back in the middle of their season. So I think it'll be interesting to see that, and then just see who kind of takes over the best, the top player in the county.
You got a preseason for that, Dave?
I got three guys. I think.
So you ain't got it. You can't be, you know what I'm
Did
saying?
y'all beat Sefner?
You guys start some shit, don't you?
I don't know, bro. I just seen some highlights, man, and
It's funny. I'm gonna say this. No, we didn't. We lost off a tip in. I think Arcadia. I thought it was Vernon that tipped it in.
It was Arcadian.
Yeah, I thought it was Vernon, but they gave it to Arcadian. We was down 16. It came all the way back. Mike hit a shot to put us up by 1. They come down. We get a steal. They call a foul. 9 seconds left. They shoot the ball after I'm out of bounds, and then they missed, and then he tipped it in. But Arcadian had about 18 rebounds. So, yeah, they beat us by 1. I think that was the NCAA championship. It was crazy. But nah, yeah, we didn't play well, but they played well. I'm gonna give a shout out to my man's Coach Williams, Ronnie Williams, his son, Aiden. Think he had 4 threes that game. He a sophomore. Shot the hell out the ball. So they shot the ball well. They moved the ball well. Like I said, it's hard to come back 16. We did. I don't think they played really well, but yeah, they beat us, and then got a lot of highlights, a lot of videos. Hopefully, when we get some highlights too.
yeah, no, I didn't know, bro. I just
No, he shot the ball. Arcadian probably had,
I saw Arcadian's highlights.
He had 19 and 18 or something like that.
I think 22 and 18.
And then
And Vernon had 19 and 8.
and
then Ronnie had 15. Not Ronnie. I keep
Aiden.
calling Ronnie. Aiden had 14. So that, yeah.
What
But you can't leave him open, dog. You can't leave him open. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You
The
would-
boy
you
can
would-
shoot.
You would think the kids that played with him for 6 months would know that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. But no, he shot the ball well. He shot the ball well. Really
Did
well.
Sefner and Jesuit play during the season? Do you know?
I wish, but nah, not this year. But yeah. But the teams that I've seen that, I mean, like I said, East Bay play hard, Winthrop plays hard. Who else did I see?
Winthrop's going to be
I mean-
interesting to watch.
Yeah. But they play hard. I mean, a lot of teams are playing man to man, which I think, Joe, we talk about that a lot. I've seen a lot of man to man this year, which I like. So that's pretty good. But I think Armwood, even though people think they're one of the best teams, I still think they're a sleeper because I don't, you know what I'm saying, we haven't talked about them in a while. TC, of course, they got some sticks. You know what I'm saying? You can't shit.
Yeah, from
Pick your
what I see, I think they beat out right number 1.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
You
even think
can't.
it's close.
Pick your poison with them.
I mean, they have
So
every
they-
position.
Mhm.
And they got a solid bench. They got a solid bench. So that's I mean, you got Mitchell coming off the bench. You got Makai White coming off the bench. I mean, they're not bad. And who else are we missing? That I've seen. Like I said, Sefton played well. They moved the ball well.
You ain't seen
And they play.
King? I know Dre ain't on here, but you haven't seen King?
I have not.
I haven't seen
I haven't
King.
seen King. I just heard. That's
John,
why I
here's some
can't say
team.
nothing.
I wrote. So John, you've seen Chamberlain. I wrote down some teams. So we.
Oh, that's the one I was talking about. So Chamberlain, I asked. So Chamberlain, they got one of our kids who hell of an athlete. So I said, man, Chamberlain been winning. I said, how good are they? And I mean, they play hard, but that's what they got a culture too. So
Yeah.
that's the difference, I think. Their culture to me is winning them games. And that's what I like to see. We all know Vontae is their best player, but his way of playing helps the other guys because now they believe like, yo, they ride with you, like they play hard, they play together. So that's you're right. That's one of the teams that I like.
I would say for the like what they call them, like the new up and coming coaches. I think Anthony at Chamberlain,
Yep.
Zarko at Armwood, and then Jordan at Gaither are good. We had East Bay, and just teams we haven't talked about.
Quasi is a cap. Slam is young, and Slam is winning.
Slam,
you know what I'm saying? Their best player is a freshman.
He's a freshman.
Well, like I said, I hate to use the word best, but he's one of the solid players.
You can use best on that team. He's their best player.
Yeah, but Rondo got him playing really well. You know what I'm saying? I don't think when do you think you really see teams at his best? Like, I don't think you see him in fall ball. I don't think you see him in preseason. When do y'all think, like, yo, okay, now they hit their mark? When do y'all think that's the time?
In my opinion, I think where teams are at after they do that holiday run, because most teams play like a tournament right before, Christmas, and then they do like a New Year's one. I always say, where are the teams at that point? And those are the teams that can go, that can go on a run. Because you have some teams that are going to schedule really hard to see like where they're at because they know that they can win their district, right? Like, I'll use examples. Blake scheduled super hard last year because they knew they were going to win their district. Slam did it 2 years ago. Like at one point when Slam had that team with Ramon and all them, I think they were like 3. I'm probably wrong, but I think they were like 3-8, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, they're terrible." I'm like, they had a 20 strength of schedule. So I think where teams are at after New Year's, it's like, all right, these teams are legit.
Yeah.
They. The other team we watched also. I think a team that everybody thinks is going to be down and like I've heard, and John, you've been in the gym. People said they're going to be terrible. Like Berkeley's not going to be terrible, but I've heard people say like, oh, they're going to be awful because they lost Jadis and then the kid moved to Massachusetts. They're like that. Ronaldo's teams are never going to be terrible, and Gabe Grimsley can score, and the kid from Winthrop went there. I think he's all right.
Tommy.
Dylan Henderson's a gamer. I've literally heard people say like, oh, they're going to be terrible because they didn't win because they lost to some teams in the summer league. Like Ronaldo doesn't.
But not only that, a lot of people also think that these teams, like for instance, let's take Blake for example. Ain't nobody talking about Blake this year, and all you heard the last couple of years was Blake. However, I'm gonna say this: I've seen him play against Gibbs. And I know Gibbs isn't the same Gibbs, but one thing you can always say about Gibbs, they got some dogs. I don't care who they play. So I seen that game, and Blake was playing hard. They were playing hard. And so shout out to Blake because people are counting them out because of everything they lost. But they play hard. But everybody look at quote unquote the superstars or the best players that left last year and stuff like that. But they also got to understand that a lot of these kids, these teams, they're young. So you got to get, like you're saying, you got to give them till Christmas. Take Jesuit. Jesuit is starting 3 sophomores. 3 sophomores. 3 sophomores, 2 seniors, and then you got a sophomore and a junior coming off the bench. But, once they hit their stride, I think they're going to be all right. But I like to me, this year is going to be about coaching and about culture. And I believe that it's going to be a fun season because of that.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta give me another team, Dave. That
Blake is actually better than I thought. I saw them too.
yes,
They,
I
they
think
are
I was
better
impressed.
than I thought they would be.
and you get a
Yeah, they
couple
play
kid,
hard though, right? When you saw them,
Huh?
they play hard.
Yeah, they play hard.
That's what I'm saying. So
I mean,
and
I
you
you
like
see,
got
that.
you see, Jordan gets.
that's
I
the
mean,
kid.
I thought he should have been a 7th or 8th man last year, but you'll see him get a chance to show what he can do.
Right.
I mean, to me, he's their best player. I think. He don't know it, but he is. But I think they'll be. I think they're gonna be all right. Y'all didn't say see Willis came on here and commented because y'all didn't say nothing about Plant.
I was waiting for Dave to give me the, but you
That
know what?
oh,
Go
Dr.
ahead, Dave.
Mindbender there, man.
John and I've talked about Plant a couple of times. John's like, who do they have? Because I think Plant. If I were to rank the teams right now, I'd rank Plant number 2. And
Yeah,
John looked at
they're
me
my
like,
number 2. They're my number 2.
John's like, and John and Willis are super like. John's like, how are they number 2? And I'm like, they play hard, they play team defense, and they're going to be prepared every single game. I mean, they played
But
TC.
go back to what I'm saying. It's the culture
Correct, the
because
culture.
they don't have, in my opinion, you. I mean, I always like Gillespie, of course, but in my opinion, you can't say,
He's
"Oh
good,
yeah,
dude.
he's that guy." What I'm saying is, you can't point because they have a culture. I guarantee you, there are boys that I know on that team that nobody in Hillsborough County knows, and they don't give an individual the credit, but they have a culture. That's why I think this year the culture is gonna win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be the individual player. It's gonna be the culture that wins. And they have a culture. Everybody on that plant team that I seen in Summer League playing against TC, they believe and they have each other's back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it starts with
Now,
how they. It starts with how they run their JV program,
yeah.
and because they take it seriously and they do a really good job. I
But
think it's
you say that, Joe, and shout out to Mario, you know, love it at Legacy. The whole plant team, I don't know if I'm spilling some beans, sorry, Willis, but they are there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about just the varsity. What you just said, the JV is there too, working out. You know what I'm saying? I had dropped Junior off, and I seen a bunch of plant dudes. I said, "Hold on, man. Can't let a one Jesuit kid go in there with a bunch of plant kids. They might try to jump my boy." But no, but it's about the culture, man. So I like this year, man. It to me is gonna be more exciting because you're not saying everybody's talking about Willie Pickett as the number one player. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And you know what he can do, right now, he's my number one player. But you talk about these other teams and you're like, yo, they playing hard. Chamberlain play hard. Blake play hard. Who did I say the other team? East Bay play hard. What do you say? A pillow fight. But no, that's what I like this year, man. So it's gonna be some good games, I think, man.
And you got to Joe. And the other thing, Plant. One more thing on Plant is in regards to scorer. Now, there's people that can shoot, right? And there are people who can,
Yeah.
but their best scorer,
Yep, TJ.
their best scorer got hurt in the CTC. He played for. He's one of my guys, Marcus Rose. But that kid was the Blake game. Joe called me after it. I think he scored like 9 in a row against Blake. They're getting him back. And in regards to scoring, he's instant energy. He'll guard you 94 feet. He's going to make things easier for Braden and Abram. That's what people don't it will be.
He's the TJ McConnell. He is the TJ McConnell of the team.
Braden is that guy, man. He's a utility man. He's a utility guy. I like him a lot.
Oh yeah. And he don't say nothing. He just play. Love him.
He does say stuff, but they
Yeah.
we got good. And then I think Prep will be fun to watch. Kai Levy, in my opinion, is like the only even though he won't play a big in college, he's a true big in this. If Kai Levy wanted to, and I'll go on record saying if Kai Levy wanted to, he could average 15 and 18 rebounds every single game.
20.
I
I
know.
roll with him all summer. So we played a tough schedule, and all the high major guys, I don't care if they 5 stars, 4 stars, or whatever, 7 foot, 6'11", 6'10". What's Kai? 6'6", 6'7"?
6'6", yeah.
He
6,
canceled.
7. No,
He
I'm sorry.
he canceled every one of them out, like completely canceled
Yeah,
them out. Like I'll tell him what to do, and he would do it, like jumping the screens, make him work to set the screen. Like them guys didn't want no part of that, bro. And some of these guys is going like Georgia Tech, and like he canceled every one of them out, bro.
but
Everyone.
what is something
You
that
can
he
you can
does
pull it
great?
up on Synergy. I challenge anybody to pull any of them games up on Synergy. The B Mays game, he canceled that dude out. That dude's top 100. When we beat Pro One, we beat B Mays, beat Pro One, beat all these UAA teams. And the big part of it, everybody points at JoJo, but a big part of it was Kai Levy defensively canceling out those bigs that they had. That I was like, I don't know how the hell we gonna stop. I went from being like, I don't know how they were watching them guys play before we played them. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do with that. 6'11", like 220, 230, and Kai cancels them out every time. Every
Was
time.
that the team that had the Asian boy? That's not
Yeah.
them?
That's B Mays. He
That's
he,
B-Mays.
he canceled
Man,
that dude out because that dude the other big. He didn't look very good. That dude destroyed everybody, bro. He catch
yeah.
everything. He dunks everything. If you look at all them games outside of when they played us, that dude, like the coach pulled him off the floor because he was mad but he couldn't. He just couldn't deal with Kai's physicality and what he brought. And
But what people don't know about Kai, name one thing that he does well that people don't talk about.
Oh, pass.
Man, the
he
joke,
throws some
even
he
though he
throws some
throws them
crazy
hard,
passes. He throws some
but
crazy passes.
Full court, he does. But in the if the team runs it, I know what John's saying though. But his court vision, like if he gets the ball in
yeah,
a high post, he makes
yes.
unbelievable passes.
When
Like
he's not trying to be Magic John, when he's not trying to be passing and spinning around, like if he just makes a pass, he's a good passer. But sometimes
Yeah,
everything is a no look. You know what I mean? Like no, just make the regular pass. If you hold him, when he stays honest to that, that's when he's a good passer. That's one of his flaws when he wants to throw the no look and he wants to do the fancy stuff instead of making that simple play. But I'm telling you, like I don't understand. Like I don't understand how he. I mean, he was on the platform, he had in front of all the coaches, but I just don't understand how he didn't pick up a whole bunch more than what he did. I don't know what
I
else.
think the biggest thing for him is consistency. That's to me, that's the biggest thing. Like we say right now, we think he can average 15 to 20 rebounds. Go get 15 to 20 rebounds. You know, we need to he needs to dominate. I think remember we talked about Santia from Hillsborough back in 2020. He wasn't a high level scorer, but Chris
Right.
told him, go get every rebound you can. And I think that's what caught the eye of St. Leo. And then he ended up playing at South Alabama, and now he's overseas in Germany.
Yeah.
So if kids would concentrate on, and I think we got to talk about that more. We got to stop talking about just scoring. And I'm not talking about us, just the basketball world in Tampa in general. I know highlights is about scoring, but we need to talk about, look at this point guard that runs the team correctly, that makes the right play. Look at this guard that defends 94 feet, 84 feet. Look at this guy who goes after every rebound. Look at this unselfish play. Like, we got to shed more light on that instead of the highlights, you know what I'm saying, of offensive highlights. So I really think that if we're gonna talk about rankings, let's start doing statistical rankings in reference to that, because that's what these players are forgetting. And that's, to me, they concentrate so much on shooting and scoring that it takes away their real game, because we got two-way players out there. We got cats that can make a name for themselves on a team by just playing defense, running a team, or rebounding. But we don't do that too often because we live in a social world that talks about the scoring aspect of it. I think we got to change that this year.
Yeah, and also too, like with Kai, because JoJo separated his shoulder this summer, so he missed half of session 3 and he missed all of the finale with a separated shoulder. So he was out for months with that. But that was an opportunity to me for Kai, and he played really well in the game. And then he did actually have a bunch of coaches to come see him, but then he went out with an ankle, and then got on TikTok and was dancing that night. And I was like, shit, he ain't that damn hurt. You know what I mean? So
The consistency.
I think that's what hurt him because he had the platform, because we ended up losing that game and then we got sent off site. You know what I mean? But
Right.
he probably had that game that he with the ankle with him and Jordan Bryant. They probably had like 15 coaches come, walk through and see, and he wasn't playing. I think that was a huge missed opportunity because you would have had to. Look, I would have been out there. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
But to each his own. That's why I walk funny now, because I play hurt all the time. So. Good.
Joe, you brought up another. Joe's on point tonight. He's been off for six weeks. He got a lot of good points. I think people need to understand the power of synergy. I mean, if I share my phone today, I would. But there's a D2 school in New York that sent a message today about Kai. He didn't get to watch him, and he transparently said, "Hey, I didn't go to the game because JoJo wasn't playing in it." He said, "But my buddy said I should watch this kid." So he said, "What game should I watch?" And so I said, you and I have talked about it, Pro 1. And I said, "Hey, watch the Pro 1 and the SOH game." And so he's coming down here in 2 weeks. And he's like, "Hey, I want to see Kai play." So back to what you said, you got to be on the right platform. And John, I'll let you talk about this because we haven't, and then we'll wrap up pretty quick. But like that synergy is so powerful because you can send full game film of kids, and these head coaches are, these schools now have, multiple people on staff, and there's guys' jobs there to watch film. And so even though they didn't get to see Kai in that setting, they thought they were going to get a kid that they weren't going to get. So that he ended up committing somewhere else. So the guy texted me today and said, "Hey, I'm going to come to Florida. I'm going to a couple of schools that, can I see Kai work out?" He's like, "I just watched his game on Synergy." He didn't watch a clip. He watched full game film. And so, I think, John, we talked about it last year, but we had all three teams play on UA Rise again. All three teams were ultra successful. I mean, you're the director, you can talk about it, but I mean, the platform for us, I think, fit well. I mean, I know we had talked about going to some other ones, but I thought the platform was really good.
Yeah, let me say this too. A couple of weeks ago, we went to New Orleans. Junior went to the John Morant camp, and there was a coach there. I think he coached University of New Orleans at one point, but he says, "Look, I don't want all the highlights. Do I look at them? Absolutely. But synergy is what we look at." He said, "When your team is on synergy, we're gonna check that out." So you're right about that. Yeah, I think the platform, you got to make sure that there's some kids that may not have played on the circuit, but they were on the bench. So you got to be mindful of where you play. We did play on the UA Rise. People would say, "Oh, that's not the best. It's not the top," but we had our 26s play both UAA and UA Rise. All our teams finished in the top 10. We had, your team finish in the Final Four. My team only lost one game, and we just lost at the worst time. But we finished in the ninth, top nine.
Yeah.
JoJo past the 26, finished
Six.
six.
Yeah.
Six. So it was good, and what I liked about it is that we was in the same
Maybe
building.
6 without JoJo.
6 without JoJo.
Right. And so
And
we was in
without
the right place.
Without Kai and Jordan too, for some of those games. So
See, some of those games we played with 3 guards under 5'10".
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I think the proof is in the pudding. So we just gotta continue that. I hope that Hillsborough County it's noticing that. But I think what these high school coaches are doing this year, to me, going back to the word culture, I guarantee you that the teams that are gonna be at the end playing is the culture teams. And I think that's what I think we're trying to I wouldn't say sell, but that's what we built over here. And I think that some of these coaches are doing their thing. Um, I
That's,
know we go ahead, Joe.
some of these coaches need to get out of the way and put the kids in the best situation for them. Not only coaches,
Yeah.
but also the parents. But the coaches need to, facilitate that deal. I mean, I strongly believe there's some guys around here that missed out by, not being on that platform. And I'm telling you, like synergy is more important than like if your circuit ain't playing on synergy, like you pretty much wasting your time because the coaches can't see everybody, but they can always pull you up on it. And I saw
Right.
somebody had posted uh, something about if I'm a kid trying to get in school, I'm gonna find me a video guy with some nicely edited video and this and that. I'm not gonna put no videos up on my Instagram that something that a middle school kid, my little brother in middle school could make that's not edited well. Look, I will tell you from experience. Every college coach that we sat down with, when we go to these, we have these Zoom calls and all that stuff. They put those highlight videos together. That joint looked worse than mine because they pulled directly from Synergy. All of them. Like none of those videos are like highly edited videos. So if you have footage that's showing you making plays, you're showing your intangibles or whatever, I don't care how it look. You post that. That's content because it might catch somebody's attention. Like they're not going to be like, oh no, I ain't going to see that kid because he didn't have the edit on. He didn't have the music on there. You know what I mean? Like put like footage. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share a video right now. This is one. This is what those videos look like. And I don't know how to make this bigger, but I
Does
wish.
anybody see the name in the upper left-hand corner?
What's that?
That's synergy.
Yeah, they pull these videos from Synergy. This is what they pull from Synergy and put these highlights together.
But the guy that is posting this, for people who don't know, it's probably top 5 most respected reporter in the country. Like he doesn't have anything fancy. He just goes to center. Adam Finkelstein. I mean, he works for. So this guy.
And I'm gonna start saving some of these, which I should be doing it anyway. But I'm gonna start saving some of these comparison videos that these colleges do when we go on these visits and stuff like that. And because the videos look just like that. Like sometimes they use mine. Like my logo be on there and everything. Like they'll have a clip from my video, and then they'll show, okay, this is the guy that we want to bring JoJo in to replace because he's a 5th-year senior. So they'll show the dude make a move and get to the basket, and they'll show JoJo do the same exact move. And you know what I mean? Like those comparison videos that they make, all of them do that. And the videos aren't no beautifully edited version of nothing. It's just like that. And so you got people who make money by making these videos telling kids like, don't post no video that's not edited properly and all. Like, man, y'all better put that footage up there. You leave no stone unturned. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
let me get off my soapbox. But
Agree. Real fast, Dave. Talk about Tampa Bay coaches showcase.
Yeah, I'll talk for. So this is Joe will comment. I think this is year 4 of Joe and Coach Z. I think something important we should bring about it, John, you brought about culture, is that this is funded by the Tampa Bay Sports Commission. So they give the funds to Joe and Coach G to get the facility, to help get the coaches there, to get the shirts for the kids. They get coaches in the building. There will be 60 girls, give or take, and there'll be 80 guys there.
I thought the girls was this past weekend.
Nope, the girls go 9 to 12, boys are 1 to 4.
Oh, I'm tripping. I gave somebody false information. Okay, let me get on that text.
Yeah, I would get on it right now. So 9 to 12, 1 to 4. Last year, they had coaches as far as they had coaches from Illinois. They had somebody from Maine that came down, somebody from Texas. I think they had every school from the Sunshine State Conference represent it last year. So every school there, they do a good job. I think the first couple of years, Joe and Z, kind of change the format now, and now they just want to go. They go and play games. So everybody gets 3 games to play. But it's more of a business interview. Like when you walk off the court, are you gonna say hi to the head coach or the associate head coach or the assistant that there? Or are you just gonna walk by? And I think it's something that I'm glad the Sports Commission has backed it, and they continue to do it and give people the platform and kids that may not get the opportunity to go to New Orleans or maybe go to Scott Golden's event or to go here and maybe they get an opportunity they go play at another school. So
And it's this Saturday
correct.
at All Peoples.
At All Peoples. So girls are 9 to 12, boys are 1 to 4.
Now, in the past, some kids have declined the invite, correct?
There's some kids that decline the invite, which I know Joe might go to soapbox. And then there's some guys that will go play their fall game. Like I go to these fall games. So like I go to Jake's, I go to Brand. Like if you were invited to this and then you're gonna not go to it to go play your fall game, I'll say it. Shame on your head coach and shame on you. Like you shouldn't be missing one fall game to be in here in a captive audience. I mean, Joe brought JoJo last year, and everybody knew there wasn't one team in that gym that JoJo was going to play on. But Joe did it to support it, and it's good to be in that environment. So if
he brought himself, that's his choice.
So if you have a fall game, I'll say right now, if you have a fall game on Saturday, and you were one of these kids that were invited, and you choose to go to your fall game over this, you're making a bad move. Yeah, you got one fall game versus playing. You never know who's going to see you in there. And there are kids that went to college from this that coaches are. I can say Steve wouldn't mind saying it. I mean, Ian Kyler got 3 offers from this, from schools he never even talked to before. He ended up going to a different school, but he had 3 offers from schools that never even talked to him before.
Right.
So they, and then, now that, Florida College is kind of changing their philosophy. They got a new coach who's brought up through the ranks, and now they got Billy Teeden who left the high school and be there. They're really going to recruit Hillsborough County kids. The HCC guy would love to get Hillsborough County kids. Some of them choose not to go there. He'll be there. So it's a good event. I mean, it's more about just being there and being in front of people and doing it. And
Let me ask both of you this. In that environment, it's mainly for juniors and seniors. So in that environment,
10 sophomores got invited.
yeah. But how should a kid frame of mind? How should they go into it? You know what I mean? What's their frame of mind should be when they go to this showcase?
Their frame of mind needs to be that they need to separate themselves as a leader among their peers. They need to go out and play hard, hustle, go all in, be cool after the game or be cool between games. But when you get on those lines, man, like you gotta go all out because you're fighting for your life, man. We're like what. I know we talk about it all the time, but with this transfer portal and all that stuff, man, it is very, very hard to get in anybody's school. And
but in this showcase, do the coaches coach or do they just let them go?
It depends. Some try to coach, but some just stand on the side. It just depends on who it is. You got Zimroth in there who goes hard and he'll go off on you. He's more kind of running it. He ain't doing as much coaching, but
he'll call you out if you do something. You look like a jerk though. Like
for sure.
John, it's different than like Jake. Like the games are shorter, so you play like 3 10-minute games.
Okay.
Joe tries to get it with every team has 5 kids on it, so you just go hard for 10 minutes.
I see what you're saying.
Which is kind of unique. and then he spends a lot of time trying to do the right pairings. Like he doesn't want a team with 5 kids that are 5'10", which in Hillsborough County that can be kind of. But he tries to balance it out. I mean, it's not easy to do, but yeah,
What is the frame of mind should be? So I got I think I got
there's 5
six,
visits.
so- 6 sophomores going. 6 or 5 sophomores going. What should their frame of mind be?
That
Because
ain't
they
what
are.
I seen posted.
Huh? Tampa Bay Coach Association posted all the players. See, some of these other things only post some of the players. If your last name's Arroyo, they may not post you. But no, how should their frame of mind be? Because a lot of people have told them like, "Yo, this is really for juniors and seniors," but they should go in the same mindset, correct?
Correct. I mean, I think in this setting, you play basketball the right way. I mean,
Right.
if they're there for a reason. Like I'll tell you that, like, Coach Willis, one of my best friends, like he's not having kids go there that shouldn't be there, and there's kids that have also have been said no to. Like he the sophomores that go, he wants the right kids there, and then he, the upperclassmen, he tries to get the ones there. So if they're there, they're there for a reason. So I wouldn't say they do anything different.
Got you. But what I'm saying is too, sometimes like when you play on certain teams or when you play in certain showcases, it could help you and it could hurt you. And what I mean by that is, I think like you're saying, Dave, play the game the right way, play your style, play hard. But then some kids may go in there and say, man, even though my game is not this, I gotta prove a point. And that could hurt you too, right or wrong.
100%.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, okay. But nah, so I think we got a lot of good stuff coming up, man. I'm excited for this year for sure. I think there's gonna be a lot of teams that people are gonna be surprised. So I definitely I'm excited for that for sure.
All right, man. I'm sleepy.
I gotta be up at 4:00 in the morning.
Platform.
What?
Huh?
For what?
Jesuit training. You gotta be. I live too far away, dog.
Man, you better get you them keys.
I know, right? Man. Straight up. All right, man. Good show, fellas.
All right, I'll catch y'all next week. Hey, the production will be better next week. I think we on to something. All right, so
Yes, sir.
Good
All
work.
right, y'all.
Good work.
Later.